based on election, they might lose their power, they might lose their leading roles. Those are fears that we know that why most of the SPLM leaders, they are in their comfort zone with the dilemma that the country is in right now. They want the country to stay in this kind of situation because they fear if we go to election, they might lose based on their performance, low performance that we have seen since 2005. That's one thing. But there is also a possibility if the country and the nation is staying in this kind of frustration and feel it, that the SPLM could lose the lead totally in the process, in a way or another. Because people cannot stay in that kind of frustration for long. And if you are a smart politician, you have to reinvent the wheel, correct things, and people of South Sudan still can't understand. So each one of us can fall into mistake, political mistake or administrative mistake. But the problem is that if you don't feel like correcting it, or you feel like it becomes a system that feeding your power, that's wrong. So we have interest that our tribes have to come back in peace, reconciliations, all these kind of disputes in border, in boundaries, in tribal lands, and all these things that were created by politicians, they have to be settled. Like we have right now, I say before that in Malakal, we used to live, all of us, Denken, Nuer, Shuluk, Baria, all the people who are living in Malakal, they were living in peace. No one ever saying that which land is this, which one is this. No. Yeah. And the land is vast, is big. There is even, the bushes is endless. The empty land is endless. It's just all animals and bushes and all trees. They are occupying maybe 60% or 50% of South Sudan are completely empty. Maybe more. So why? The land was not an issue to us. The tribal land was not an issue to us. But the politician created that just to keep the nation busy and fighting, while they are busy also in other way with the resources and power of the nation. Anyway, let us correct that thing. Let us correct those mistakes. In building national identity, well, we know that historically South Sudan was part of Sudan. So a lot of people see that keeping South Sudan name is actually a continuation of who we were. A continuation of our culture, or you never know. So it's, but many people like me and others, we were suggested how if we come up with a unique name, one name that will identify the nation, will be actually like easy and quick for us to be identified. Like Kenya, Kenyan, Uganda, Ugandan, and all that. So many countries were named after their independence. They were named on certain national name that people of the country like us will see. They have, each one of us have something in it. But nothing wrong with keeping South Sudan, as long as we build into that as a national identity, successful, good, It's actually good, but what I mean here is we have to succeed as a South Sudanese nation, as South Sudan as a country. So let us see how the leadership can do that, how the intellectuals, writers, which is actually one of the part of the, in a nutshell, objective, how we can bring our people together, how we can use many similarities, many characteristics, many, the similarities in culture, in languages. In South Sudan is the norm. 85%, if not 90% of South Sudanese, they have similarities in culture, languages, everything. We are one nation. But one thing that we need to criminalize tribalism when it comes to national security, national unity, national interest. Tribalism doesn't serve us when we use it as a divisive factor, as a factor that is dividing us, as a factor that is setting our country aflame. It doesn't serve us. But tribalism is the face of Africa. When it comes to culture, when it comes to tradition, when it comes to pride, we know that we cannot erase tribalism in that context. But we can criminalize it if we use it as a factor of divisions, factor for nepotism, factor for negative trends. Yes, I do believe that keeping South Sudan united is a matter of national security. Keeping South Sudan safe, united, peace is a matter of national security. And if tribalism is one of those factors that can harm our national security, then it has to be criminalized in that context. Now, the leadership after the peace of the revitalized peace, we need to invent a new way of doing things. Way that can bring the nation together again, can maintain peace and security for a very long time. Because if we manage peace and security for a very long time, first of all, we will be forgetting the past, the bitter past that happened in the last 7 years. Our people will be able to forget that. We'll be able to return home. We'll be able to build themselves again. So that peace and security, it doesn't have to be really, but it has to be a matter of our national army, our national security, in a good way. So we enjoy peace. Our next generation must not see war again, must not miss school again, must enjoy the fruits of the independence and the struggle of their grandfathers, grandmothers. This is our objective as leaders, as intellectuals. In all aspects, music, musician have a rule. Writer has a rule. Actor has a rule. Churches, they have rules. In school, they have rules. All this kind of institutions and this kind of intellectual and leader, they have rule in this process. Each one has to do it. Even the material, the school curriculum and all this, they must be integrated with national identity, national agenda, national unity, national interest. So it is all our work. We must preach that. It is for all our interests. Some people think that when we say that, when we emphasize on those things, it is just only for interest of one individual. No, it is for the interest, for the national interest, for the good of all. Because if our country is good, secure, safe, in peace, all of us we will enjoy. All of us will enjoy a good life. All of us who will be. So when we object for the abuses of power, even in our own secure in diaspora, is because we know that such a country with abuse, atrocities, and human rights violation and all this kind of is shame to us all. It's not good. It's not good. So we have to build something better for all of us. We have to build something better for next generation. So my final word is that our leader must strongly build on nationhood, not tribalism, on national interests, not individual and personal interests, on national unity, on common goals, on common cause for all our people. We are one nation. There is no doubt that if we fail, South Sudan will fail. I mean, like, if we get invaded without being strong as a nation, we could lose everything. So that is why we don't have to joke with our national interests. We don't have to joke with our national unity. We don't have to joke with our national security. That is, those are the umbrella that secure us all, and secure our gains, our struggle. So let us change collectively to strengthen our unity, to strengthen our country, to strengthen our nation. And thank you so much for listening. And I wish next year we will be enjoying more peace, more unity, more prosperity. Until we meet again in the next topic within this celebration of, in a nutshell, 7th birthday. Thank you so much.